Welcome to week 6, chapter 6, mapping businesses, business challenges. So what are we going to look at this week? We're going to look at how to control the business types, challenges. What do we want our business to look like? How do we want to protect it from all our systems? We're going to look at disaster recovery, business continuity. What happens if there's an earthquake, fire, hurricanes, snow? Not that long ago where I worked, we had a snowstorm at the end of November. It brought down trees. We lost, our business was without power for 10 days, 8 days, whatever it was. But we had to keep the business running. What did we do? We had a disaster planning in place, and we followed it. After the plan was over, we went through what worked, what didn't work. So this is what we're going to look like. What are the policies and procedures you're going to put in place to make sure that you have a disaster plan? So if something happens to your main business, what are you going to have? Another company I worked at, OmniPoint, we had a completely off-site building. It was a cold site, and it was 300 miles away from the main building, and it kept everything there. And every now and then we fire it up, make sure we did it. We also practiced the recovery process. We didn't just make sure it worked, we practiced. We did a recovery of that. So what policies are in place? How are you going to do it? What are we going to give customers? How much data access do they have? Some companies give them full access. They can create their own accounts. If you look at Amazon, you pretty much create your own account there. You put in what you want, and you put it in. You buy your own orders. You don't deal with anyone. So with the internet, we're able to do a lot of different things. We're also going to discuss risk. What is risk? Everyone has risk. There's risk in everything that we do, from getting into the shower, driving to work. If you're a skier, motorcyclist, there's risk involved in everything. How do you mitigate risk in the business world? So we're going to look at that. Vulnerabilities. The operating system, whether you're on a Mac or a PC, there's holes. How do we fight those holes? How about applications? There's holes in applications that we have to think about. Can someone get into our account through that? And obviously, we always have to deal with the users. How do we protect the users? We have to make sure we train them. We talked about that in the last week. So when we're setting up user rights, do we set it up individually, or do we set it up as groups, or by the application? These are some of the things that we need to look at and figure out what is the best thing for our organization. So we're going to look at that also. What is the administration? I know one of the places I worked at, we used the administration. We had one user who every time he logged in as the administrator. Now, yes, you have full access when you log in as administrator, but you also are opening up to vulnerabilities. You need not to do that. You need to log in as a user and only use the administration account when you're doing administration work, such as logging in, installing software. If you need administration rights to run the software, there's something wrong. You have to change the user's rights on that directory. So you want to make sure you don't overuse that administration. One of the big things coming up now is SaaS, software as a service. And basically, it's a third-party software that you rent either by the seat, the number of transactions. It depends on what you want to do. Some of the advantages of it, you don't have to maintain it. I dealt with one company, we dealt with the government. They had to update their application all the time to meet the government regulations. We didn't have to worry about it. It saved us a lot of money. We're also able to get to it from anywhere in the world. It was on the internet, so it allowed us to have information on there. So those are some of the things that we're going to be looking at. Let's see, what do we have due this week? This is week 6. So you're going to read chapter 6. You're going to have your discussion question. You have a weekly paper. You're going to have your quiz. All this, again, is in the assignment folder. Discuss the importance of disaster recovery is your discussion question. Your paper is going to be on discuss the importance of access control in the environment, business environment. Don't forget you have a weekly journal. Just remember, what did you learn this week? Fill it in. And you also are going to have a quiz. So make sure you put that in too. That is what we're going to be doing this week. So, as always, when you're going looking at what we have, you have your lectures and PowerPoints. Anything I've put up there. There's also a good TED Talk, I'm sorry, on Tom Stanton. So if you want to, you can watch that TED Talk. If you want to respond to it, you can respond in the discussion question. This would count towards one of your responses to your classmates. It does not replace your initial response to the question. So, but you can reply to that if you want to. It gives you something to think about also, so you can do that. Also, don't forget, you can contact me. There's a student link at the bottom of the link. You can email me. I check my emails daily. I'll check this daily. So make sure if you have questions. Chances are if you have the question, someone else does. Please don't hesitate to ask any questions. Also, what made you smile? Don't forget, every day think about that. As you're working on your projects or whatever. Think, hey, what made you smile this week? So have a wonderful week. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.